wondering, what's your favorite part of the creative process? Like when you first get an idea, or in the middle when you can still change it, or at the end once everything's done and you see the final product, whether it be for, you know, a song, a picture, or writing something?
For me, it's the middle. It's the grind. Like coming up with the idea is maybe the funnest and most, liberating part. But I really like the middle grind of it, where you're trying to make it work, and all the problems of making it work are right there in your face, and you have to change and you have to improvise, or it's not going to work, and you have to abandon some of your original ideas. That's like the most fun, challenging, you got to keep dancing through the whole thing. That's the most fun part, because it gets your adrenaline up.
I think for me the best part is when after I get the scripts, I have to do layouts to show them, to see the story working in panels, the composition and the storytelling and stuff. And I do them like this size, and so I have a very little version of the page. And when the story works on that little version, I get really excited, because I can see the story already. I can see the comic on that little page, even though I'll have like a lot of work to do on each page. So I take like 2 days to do a whole comic in the layouts, and I'll take a month to draw the comic. But those 2 days are so, get me so excited that I can, work for a whole month just to get to the point when the comic is ready.
Yeah, his layouts are super fun. I definitely, we should probably put them out on the site. They are. Sometimes
publish that.
They're super rough,
They're published like Umbrella Academy Layout Edition.
Layout edition, yeah.
I don't want absolutes. I don't want,
No, I'll go backwards.
Yeah, layout edition.
But they're super fun to look at. Yeah, for me, all the different processes are different, and I guess I'm involved in, a few of them sometimes, like we all are, But for the comic thing, I think to me it's for sure the dreaming up and the creation and all that stuff. I get scared of the problems that he's good at, but for music it's different. Like for me, it's when you're really in it and you're kind of just like running on pure inspiration. You're up very late, but you're doing it, and there's a moment, and this does happen with every process, even writing and drawing. But there's a moment where it can all go horribly wrong, and you can end up abandoning it. But in that moment, if you just cross that line, then you're like, oh, this is great, and you realize it's special, unique, and fresh, and it makes you excited. So that is my favorite moment, when you're just at the edge of failure. And but that's for music. But with comics and writing and drawing, it's the dream up stuff. That's my favorite, because when all that stuff's kind of done, you get very sad. Even coming up with costumes or whatever physically, yeah.
Except, I know you feel that way, but also, because I know when we get through that initial dreaming up part, and we're doing that nuts and bolts of it, that's the less engaging part in some ways. It's the less fun part. Except when we're getting near the end of something, and we suddenly chuck the ending that we have, and the book ends in a completely different manner, and you're back to that. Where's the inspiration? You're back to that anything is possible.
Yeah, you're true. You're right. Yeah, that happens at Umbrella too. You do hit those moments, like Umbrella Academy 1 especially. You get to this point where you're totally on the verge of failure with it, and just I didn't have an ending, and then just kind of comes together like that.
Well, in the Vietnam issue in Dallas was going to be something completely different was going to happen there. We had everything all worked out.
Yeah.
We knew where it was all going, and then it was like, no, chuck all that, something completely different, and that's when you're halfway through the process, and suddenly, boom. And that's one of the things that's so much fun with Umbrella, that's not always the same, working on assembly line comics that are on a monthly schedule, et cetera, et cetera. A lot of the time it's you've got your outline, you see your outline through no matter what, you get it right. But with Umbrella, it's no, you can abandon ship at any time and completely change where it's going, completely change the rules, and that's a big part of what kept it fun, is that halfway through it can be a totally different
and the Vietnam one was great. Yeah, that was a great example of that. Yeah, you're right though, you're right, yeah, for sure.
Thank you.
No problem.
Hi, George.
Hi.
I just wanted to say thank you so much for being an inspiration. I waited 6 years to actually say something to you.
Thank you.
I mean, with your comics, with your music, you've helped me through hard times and inspired me to draw. I'm actually at art college now.
Congratulations.
That's awesome. Video games. Thank you. And your music always is so inspiring with my art, and I just figured, have you ever considered maybe making a collaboration of both your artistic abilities with music and your comics to make maybe like an animated music video for MCR, like kind of like a Gorillaz video?
I have thought of that. I don't know if that'll happen or not, but I have given it a great deal of thought recently.
You really should pursue it. I think that would be just so awesome and mega epic.
I think mega epic is exactly what I want the next couple of years to be. I don't want this. I know I'm very low energy now and stuff. I just went through this really crazy thing. He went through a lot of. All of us. We've gone through a really crazy time. So initially when I came in, I was like, we didn't have a plan. We don't have any books coming out. I mean scheduled. You know what I mean? Like just a lot of work we got to do. It was a really challenging couple of years. I know last year I was here announcing stuff that never came out. So I was getting really nervous about this panel today because I was like, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. We just finished last week our process, So, but I'm very excited about not only what we've got going on for music, but for art, period, in general. Like the next stuff that, me and Gab really miss Umbrella. We miss it. We need to do Umbrella. So that's coming. Even if we do we were just talking at breakfast, even if we do like Hazel and Cha-Cha Save Christmas or something. We've got to do it, we know. And we may only have time right now to just do a single thing, but we'll do it, And then Killjoys next year, we'll do it. These things are coming, but I didn't want to come here and BS you guys, we've been away for a while. I've been away for a while. He's been busy in comics, but I couldn't do them. But I think you'll be really happy with what's coming this fall and next year.
Yeah. Thank you, and congrats on being a dad.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Hi guys. First I wanted to thank you all for being here and letting us pick your brains. What I want to ask was for Gerard.
Yeah.
Has there ever been a storyline that you've started or a song you've started writing and realized this would make so much better a comic, or a comic storyline you've written that suddenly brought a music or song lyric to your head?
Yeah, that's happened. I think last year I was even talking about how I started to like the titles of Umbrella Academy issues more than I liked what I was titling songs. Because the song's different. A song really tells you what it wants to be called. Sometimes you could start the other way. There's a couple songs this time where it was based off just a title and a concept. No, we have to have a song called that because that's awesome. And then that energy carries you through the whole thing. But yeah, you guys are definitely asking questions of exactly kind of where I'm plugged into right now, which is, maybe far less of a separation. I think when I re-entered comics, I think there needed to be a separation because I think I had a lot to learn, and I had to meet partners and people I trusted. We had to get through this kind of hazing period of this guy can't write a comic, and I think now that that's
You definitely can.
Thank you. But I think now that that's all over, I think there's no more rules anymore. I want the next couple years just being about having no rules at all.
Thank you.
No problem.
Okay, my question's for Gerard and Gabrielle, although Scott, you're totally welcome to give your opinion as well. I was wondering, when you were kids or teenagers, adolescents, what TV shows and movies did you watch that were important to you and later on ended up influencing Gerard, your storytelling, Gabrielle, your art, Scott, yourself?
Oh man, that's a great question because now I'm thinking about all the stuff, like the Great Space Coaster. Ever remember that?
Yeah.
I think I'm kind of dressed like one of the guys in Great Space Coaster right now. Sid and Marty Krofft stuff. I love that stuff.
Was Great Space Coaster a Sid and Marty Krofft thing? Was it
I don't think so.
Neighbors?
I don't think that one was. You know, they were maybe inspired by Sid and Marty. Do you remember Great
They
Big
have a
Sunset?
panel there.
I think so.
Oh, Sid and Marty Krofft did?
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm just bummed I missed it. We were just watching Listville, disbanded a week ago. It's awesome. So, you know, I mean, Star Wars is a huge deal to me. I'm totally not, like, I know it's not cool, but I'm not ashamed of that at all. Like, it's a huge deal. Like, it's very inspiring to me. You know, even the ritual of, like, you know, being, like, having really cool parents that would just get us Star Wars stuff, so you'd wake up on Christmas morning, and that was, like, your whole year then. What's that?
Oh, and then there's your Tauntaun sleeping bag.
I saw that, yeah. But, you know, when am I going to use that?
When are you
It's not about
really?
need, right? It's about want, I guess. But, that kind of stuff, I was really into, Star Wars, G.I. Joe, He-Man, all that stuff really, you know, you could see it poke into the work sometimes. You know, how about you?
Well, as a kid, I used to enjoy everything. I had no criteria whatsoever.
Can I tell them what you told me and Sierra over breakfast?
Oh yeah, that I used to like Mariah Carey.
Yeah.
I used to watch Beverly Hills 90210. And I love every cartoon that was, you know, on TV. I love movies. Even though I didn't understand most of them. I always loved great fantasy fiction things. I love Steven Spielberg. I love, you know, everything. E.T., Jaws, Goonies.
Oh, good.
I love Gremlins. I had this Gizmo fluffy, you know, teddy bear on my bed. So anyway, I used to love everything. All these stories were, you know, for me were real. I think I was a really like naive kid. I believed everything. So you know, I put my I had put my Gizmo under the water, hoping that it would, you know, multiplicate or whatever. So I got influenced by everything. I think it's good. I think, you know, kids should be naive, should believe everything, and not, you know how things work. Now I know how things work. I know how a movie works, how creating a story works. I know how, you know, this scene was put this way and this camera, this angle, just to create that feeling, and that really, you know, gets in the way of the story. And I think kids should just, you know, get the story, believe that that character is real, and, you know, be afraid or be in love, and everything. And, you know, music is the same way. Growing up in Brazil was fun because I liked a lot of songs that I didn't know what the lyrics were about, and, you know, and I think that's a very important first step into liking music. Music is just, you know, fun beats and rhythm and stuff, and the lyrics are the next level, and for me anyway. So, you know, it took me like very long to know what the Beatles were saying or what Michael Jackson was saying.
Mariah Carey was singing about love.
They're always singing about love. Every song is about love. That's the way I feel. Yeah.
With you starting out with all that real mainstream stuff like Mariah Carey and